message is clear.
I'll be seeing you very soon.
Not if I see you first.
What's up, guys? Today we're talking about One Battle After Another, written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and inspired by the novel Vineland by Thomas Pynchon. One Battle After Another is a sprawling action epic centered around a father-daughter duo, Willa and Bob Ferguson, Chase Infiniti, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Bob, aka Ghetto Calhoun, and Willa's mother, Perfidia Beverly Hills, played by Teyana Taylor, are members of the revolutionary activist group, the French 75. When they aren't making out in between setting off fireworks, they're freeing immigrants along the US-Mexico border, amongst other organized efforts. Things get sticky when Perfidia becomes entangled with Sean Penn's instantly iconic villain, Sergeant Lockjaw, eventually causing devastating division within the French 75 and sending Ghetto Pat into hiding with baby Charlene, aka Willa, to Northern California. Before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and drop a spoiler warning. So now is your time to pause this video, go watch One Battle After Another, and then come back and let me tell you how to feel about it. Now, tell me, comrade, what time is it? One Battle After Another is electric. From start to finish, the movie lights the wick, and we watch as it burns ever closer to the enticing brick red dynamite cluster. Paul Thomas Anderson is one of our best working directors for a reason. His movies are bursting with color, life, and energy, with an unmatched kind of whimsy and danger. The movie is tense, controlled, chaotic, inherently sweet, and absolutely grips you from start to finish. A movie in direct conversation with Ari Aster's Eddington, One Battle After Another ultimately feels more realized and definitely less bleak. Broken, inadequate white men run the show, and PTA knows that's a problem, evident in the way he frames the three prominent black women characters like Perfidia, Charlene, and Regina Hall's Deandra. There is a melancholy nature to the movie in that this battle has been ongoing for centuries since the United States was formed. I Love Black Girls is a vitally important quote, important to note that both of its prominent white characters utter for entirely different reasons. It means so many things all in one. Fetishization, idolatry, and power, but something the movie recognizes is almost frustratingly intangible when it should be tangible. The way the movie makes it apparent that all of these underground systems and support networks in place have been fighting against racism and political upheaval for so long is inspiring to see unfold on screen. The camera following DiCaprio's Bob through the corridors of Sensei Sergio, Benicio Del Toro's sanctuary building is magnetic, as even when the stakes couldn't be higher, we are stopping to see the humanity living and hiding within the building. No one is faceless and everyone gets an introduction, something we are not as familiar with in the current community-challenged social media era. PTA's love of humanity and their perseverance shines through every horrifying moment in One Battle After Another. Actions speak louder than words, and honesty means everything. Breaking down the story of One Battle After Another is both hard and easy to do. This is a movie that is about bringing actual retaliation against the government. That means it's messy, but it humanizes the activists. Each one is immediately realized and vividly lived in. The real story is on the margins, looking at the characters who help keep these oppression-fighting systems running when nobody is looking. The seemingly invisible Christmas Adventurers Club is essentially a very PTA version of the KKK. Laughably evil, inept, and far too wealthy and powerful. But it's another system of many in the movie that involves burrowing underground to obtain access to. The tunnels that John Hookanaker's Tim Smith walks through are clean, stark, and pristine. The terrors hiding and shaking things from within to further their racial cleansing efforts. Not to mention how eerily similar he looks to Tony Goldwyn's Virgil Throckmorton. Some inbreeding is afoot, methinks. Things get even more fascinating when the French 75 invade and overtake a detainment camp and free the immigrants. Teyana Taylor's Perfidia sexually humiliating Sean Penn's Sergeant Lockjaw. He is made to walk out with a massive erection, zip ties around his wrists, trapped by that which he hates the most. But there is something sick going on here. He kinda loves it. He grows obsessed with her, seemingly his own self-hatred and confusion with how poisonous racism can be on the mind. He ends up fathering her child, one which Ghetto Pat falls in love with, leaving Perfidia to feel left out and no longer seen. Perhaps the kind of insidious gaze that Lockjaw offered her is exactly what she's missing. Proximity to a power structure that is as revolting as it is exhilarating. The power of her body is just as evident as her revolutionary tendencies and intelligence. It is a terrific performance from Teyana Taylor. Sean Penn is insane in this movie. I struggle to name any performance in the movie my sole favorite because everyone showed the fuck up, but god damn is he just gone into the spit-crusted combed hair of this James Bond-esque villain. It is an iconic performance for him, a career highlight, one that is as mentally captivating as it is physically menacing. Every single crease and fold of his face is saying something, exuding rage and malice. His moments are harnessed with some of the movie's best humor, and rest assured, for how tense and stressful the movie can feel, it is still very, very funny. Penn's performance will undoubtedly be talked about for years to come, and may be my favorite of his ever. It's just so physical. Unlike anything I've seen before, his posture and walk, calculated and meticulous, but horrific because this character feels real. And there are definitely real Sergeant Lockjaws just walking about in the world enacting their racial purification. He's complicated, and one of the many brilliant writing moments from PTA in this movie. Once Bob figures out Lockjaw's plan to capture and dispose of his past by kidnapping Charlene/Willa, he haphazardly finds his way to Sensei Sergio, played with a massive quietude by Benicio Del Toro. Sensei is so crucial to the second chunk of the movie working, his calmness and stoic humor binding DiCaprio's manic performance as Bob. It's a performance I need to watch again because Del Toro is tapping into so many different things. He's got massive uncle energy, so collected in the face of a rapid police response that could cause their entire sanctuary city structure to go up in flames. Despite that, he stays cool enough to crack a few Modelo's while helping to free a French 75 member twice. He is so funny and controlled. Del Toro is just alluring, and rest assured, DiCaprio's performance is not as good without Del Toro in this movie. He is essential to it working just as much as the other actors. Special shout out to the Superman poster in the dojo, a man of taste. Superman is about that life. You know he'd be at Backton Cross fending off the police, no question. The movie wisely allows the first 30 to 40 minutes to focus on the other stars of the movie because DiCaprio's star power is so big that once we get truly introduced to the main Bob of the movie, he is allowed to explode. And explode he does. DiCaprio was born to play an aging dirtbag revolutionary buffoon, a man searching for meaning in a community he doesn't quite understand but wants to. That he can't remember the code he knew 15 years ago is telling and does make you question whether he was dedicated to a feeling or to the cause itself. It's telling too that when Lockjaw returns to erase Willa, Bob remarks that he felt Willa's mother would come to find them before this guy. He's romanticized Perfidia because it may be less painful to live with the idea for both him and Willa that his lover, her mother, was a saintly revolutionary who didn't rat out the entire organization. In both ways, these two white men are trying to whitewash history, Bob seemingly less ill-intentioned but problematic. One of the best scenes in general is when he falls 40 feet to the ground and somehow lives only to be tasered and arrested. One of the best jokes in the entire movie. He's hilarious and stark raving mad. One of his best lines is when he utters, "I don't get mad anymore," while acting pretty mad, as well as something along the lines of, "I'm a big drug and alcohol lover." With that wording being so perfect, I could kiss PTA on the mouth for his writing prowess. DiCaprio nails the character. It is one of his best performances, up there with Rick Dalton in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But his sweet moments shared with Chase Infinity's Willa are core to the personal heart of this movie. This is a man trying to save his daughter while she figures out that only she can truly save herself. Chase Infinity's performance was perplexing to me at first. Her raw physicality is harnessed in such a way that when she lets roar a guttural scream at the movie's propulsive, woozy roller coaster ride of a car chase finale after shooting Christmas adventure assassin Tim, she's bringing her A game against a slew of seasoned actors, matching them even. Sean Penn's performance is amplified by her raw screen presence, and as he coos and taunts her, she forces him to bleed out the emotion he truly feels for her as her actual father, but also embodies all of the things her father radicalized her to fight against and despise. Chase's performance is an important one that helps you buy Lockjaw's villainy even more, and something that excited me just as much as Teyana's performance. Regina Hall, who I know best from watching in the Scary Movie franchise growing up, has a fascinating and moving turn as Deandra. Essentially a stand-in mother figure for Charlene, she helps to open up the real world to her and enlighten Perfidia's daughter to the reality of her history and where she came from. Hall does so much acting in reflections and reactions. Her performance is almost akin to a wise audience member watching things unfolding and interceding when she knows the ship needs to be righted before things go haywire. It's a tremendous performance, one that is awards worthy, and I hope gets her more roles like this. It's an excellent casting decision to place such a gifted comedic actor in a role that plays against type. Many other fun cameos for longtime PTA fans, as well as exciting ones like Elena Himes' Mae West, her scene with the wig, incredible, and Wood Harris's Laredo firing rounds out at Lockjaw's police militia as a building burrs above him is another highlight. It's a tough call between this and Centers for Best Cast, but come on, the Jungle Pussy moment moment in the bank robbery scene, fucking iconic. The casting is nothing short of amazing. Major accolades should be given to Cassandra Koulakundis. This movie would make Altman, Demi, and Friedkin proud. The aforementioned car chase sequence is like a hazy drug trip, the camera following the ebbing, hallucinatory hills of Borrego Springs. All shot on IMAX cameras and VistaVision, the movie feels immediately timeless, like it could very well have come out in the 1970s or 2009. Michael Bauman shot the hell out of this movie. The desert cinematography will live in my brain forever now. When Lockjaw meets up with Avanti in the zoomed out canyon, a sequence then following with Avanti specifically is so thematically consequential I could scream. Where the car is racing along the hills, it's all hypnotic and epic, just as much as the action-packed sequences as Bob runs across the rooftops in Backton Cross. The movie looks good, and the color palette very much suits the costuming in the movie. All are dressed comfortably casual but loosely drilled and war ready. The crucial character of the movie is Jonny Greenwood's immaculate score. The discordant churning piano adds so much tension that I never noticed the time clicking by. I was so hooked into my seat, not squirmy, but eloquently addicted to what was unfolding on screen. The music swells when it needs to, adding an emotional and tantalizingly devastating layer to the tragedies on screen. It is a masterful achievement, and the movie would not work without the jazz-fueled, triumphant, and beautiful nightmare that Jonny Greenwood concocts. It's up there with The Master as my favorite scoring work from him. While the score is a crucial component to this film working, the spectacular editing work from Andy Jurgensen, another carryover from Licorice Pizza like Michael Bauman, keeps this thing humming. Typically someone who prefers a shorter movie, this never felt overly long, and the editing work is genius. Jurgensen slows things when it needs to slow and hastens things when they need to feel more frantic, matched perfectly by Greenwood's score. Throughout the entire movie, I thought to myself how something so openly radical and defiant is available widely in theaters. And my usual conclusion came. Film is an art form that remains adverse to conservatism. All of the movie's messaging is on the surface. It's an accessible movie, marketed strongly and smartly as an action film. You're wrapped up in the journey of Bob and Willa just as much as you are in Perfidia and Lockjaw. All actions inform the others. Revolutionary groups do operate similarly to a white supremacist regime. While intentions are completely different, both are hiding in plain sight. The movie just illuminates the machinations of everyday life and how revolutionary work can be the simple act of rescuing and raising a single child. How it really all can be just about that one seemingly tiny thing. That we all may not be paying close attention to it. Indeed, the revolution will not be televised, but that's because it's happening all around us, and we are sometimes blind to the facts, willingly or unwillingly. It is a remarkably personal film, one that comes at a time where it feels like a great gift from the movie gods. I'm eager to see other takes across the internet about how the movie utilizes or manipulates black women, black politics in general, and their narratives by juxtaposing them with smaller lost white man children. The politics of the movie are intriguing to continue to unpack. But on the surface, it's a movie that isn't always screaming in your face. It operates more like a subtle glance from Sensei, a code phrase uttered by Willa in a moment of desperation. A look at what it means to be a villager in a time when we all need a village more than we know. I'm just so excited about this movie. Like, I felt giddy and electrified since seeing it. It's a movie that just gets better and better the more I think about it. Movies like this don't come by as often as they used to, and I really do feel like if you go see this, you're going to feel as rejuvenated by it as I did. Paul Thomas Anderson and all of the actors, crew, and everyone involved in the making of this movie are operating at a level that is just as artistically radical as it is tenderly precise and thoughtful. There is a genuine love for movies baked into every dusty, hazy crevice of One Battle After Another. What did you think of One Battle After Another? Was it timely, prescient, and just simply badass, or do you prefer another movie in PTA's oeuvre to this one? Leave all the comments below, and before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. Until next time, yes, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Viva la Revolution!
You know what freedom is? No fear. Just like Tom Cruise.